Constóisih Tá chun cúpla ceartúcháin tap géanamh mada le Oisín I dtír an óg agus an obervalí dhéan sibh. Cén ifrahéin mada le Oisín, it's all about the ólas. Cén ná derúdéis sin. It's fine for a bit of filler, you know, even lomán scéal seo, tá lán tréthe, all this kind of stuff. But just remember on the day of the exam, they're literally going to go P1, P1, and then pointer for though, and they're going to count how many examples and how many times do you talk about, say if it's the driocht, cé cumininic is dhéanamh tú driocht to do 3 or car or they can mar sin. And like a lot of the stuff like is scéalúntaach é seo, tá annachad character ann, a lot of it's just going to be ignored. So just put in a little bit, just make your answer seem kind of long, but really you just want to get to the ólas. Okay, so bug me to write on darrod. The other thing that value is it níomh or is it neva? Okay, os Gaeilge, we have this thing called the Tishel Ginadach, and you're probably sick of hearing about it at this stage. So the Tishel Ginadach is essentially the word of os Gaeilge. Do you want to say níomh or the importance of níomh? Sorry, I'm trying to get my pen working. Sorry. Okay, so in the question they said the importance of níomh, so that's why they had neva. But if you're just saying I like níomh comes along, níomh puts him under a spell, it's going to be níomh. I can't even think of any time in your answer why you would say neva, like níomh's father or something. Then it would be okay. Then it'd be ahar neva. Right, but generally I don't think you're ever going to say níomh's anything or the importance of níomh. You're just going to say níomh. Okay, so just say níomh, even if the screw-through thing is néamh, because it came up with the last year, the year before, neva, and people thought it was néamh porrick. So just be sure you know this is níomh, just in a different like for example, if you want to say Sean's coat, it'd be cóta Ceartúcháin mar sin. That's the Tishel Ginadach of Sean. On a normal day of the week you don't need to know the Tishel Ginadach of these kind of words. Okay, bug maragdi and Kate Canala on Cian Shaw. This is the Tishel Ginadach, as I have been saying. There will be a whole video just on Tishel Ginadach, but these are the 5 times. Press pause if you want to look at them and go through them. If you've 2 nouns together, like a scéal béalidus, the normal spelling of folklore os Gaeilge is béalidus. And a folklore story is 2 nouns, scéal béalidis, like mála scola, cléthe pella, onid sipadóireachta, porc haka, porc pella, dalta scola. Everything I'm saying here, they're 2 nouns together. So you could even make a list of things for all the pros and all the filiocht, the times you would use 2 nouns together. So for this one, it's scéal béalidis. Iver though, again, you could go through all the pros and write out, like for Harnabok, you have to say eg agru, so the next word would be in the Tishel Ginadach, vishi eg agru koshera. Here, eg trid and ahig, because normally it's fahak. But you can get around it by putting an array of voca like le. So you could say he was fighting with the ogre, vishi eg trid lesh on, and then that's a bit easier. You all know Aaron Mord is on the table, so he was fighting with the ogre, vishi eg trid lesh and vahak. In some essays we have bullying, eg déanamh of bullyachta, eg ihe denéir, eg immert pella, eg immert etfella. Some of you were saying in your oral doing athletics, eg déanamh luchla siachta. So that's all Tishel Ginadach. Iver 3 is a tough one because it's what we call a réamhacal cohit, as what I call little fish, big fish. It's any time in English that something's one word, like during is one word, but in Irish it's 2 words, ire, liling. There's all different ways of saying during. Fag in English it's just 1, for, like for 2 weeks. Os cor, okay, 2 in English in front, but os Gaeilge. Ilor, like in the middle of the summer, ilor and taurig. Agus igwina, like against the ogre, igwina and ahig. Iver a cahar, you never really use cush, like cush tina, cush farige, they can't change it. Anything that ends in a vowel doesn't change in Tishel Ginadach anyway. Dola, you're never going to use dola. That just means like, by the way, dola and scéal. You are going to use timpel and trasna, timpel, na scoile, trasna, na scoile. And the last one is any amount of anything. That's probably the one you're going to use maybe the most. Like you say aspa cadrav, aspa grot, aspa, aspa, a lack of aspa arrogant. A lack of anything, anachad aragad, a lawn. Here, if you want to say a lot of magic, a lawn. Now, the hard thing is you have to know which is the normal version of driocht. So, shinne, that's the normal driocht. And then you say, okay, what could you possibly do to put it in the Tishel Ginadach? There's not a whole lot you can do, especially if you're keeping your coil, lahan, lahan. So, you can only put in an a on shin. anything that ends in a vowel doesn't change. That's why we say Tálán Áisina ann. For the traits, doesn't change because it ends in a vowel. Tálán Tréha an sin. Tálán Dína doesn't change, ends in a vowel. Okay, Rud Dernach, I think it's the Rud Dernach, is the difference between Driocht, Driochta and Driochtach. So Driocht is magic. Driochta is the Tishel Ginadach. Like there is a lot of magic in this story. Tálán Driochta sa scéal seo. It is a magical story would be this one. Okay, this is the magical. Is scéal Driochtach é seo. So generally you're going to say Driocht unless you're sure you have a reason for Driochta. Okay, Ceapam gur sinné. Oh, there's one more. Okay, Ulri plurals. Cadianos and sha. I think the only issue here with people were putting a H in Treha. So the question was Cadi na Treha is mo atá ann. So na Treha is mo is the biggest traits. You can just take it exactly from the question or just go straight to the singular. An héad Tre no. Okay, it's not a no. It's anytime no when you're kind of like about to tell them something new. Like my favourite subject is English. An táfers farlam no, Berla. The first trait is an chéad Tre no, Driocht. And always go with whatever ones you have the most to say about. Definitely Driocht. And pretty much Iver 3. Furlovus Naman if you can, but really the superiority of women, you kind of have to say a little bit about how the other languages didn't have this thing going on and we did. Okay, the easiest is Driocht, top at the Rawa. She gave him warning and then he went anyway and on the flying horse and Gochrod Marshin. Agus sinné. Okay, that's pretty much all I can think of from the Ceartúcháin. Slán go fóill.